What if I told you the remedy to loneliness isn't in connecting with more people or in the dating pill? The antidote is within you. All of us know what loneliness feels like. It's the feeling that creeps up on us when we find ourselves in a crowd. It's the feeling that creeps up on us when we're in bed next to our partner. Yes, even when we are around others, we find ourselves in our own little world. Is there an antidote to loneliness? How do we get rid of this bone-crushing feeling that's been following us around everywhere we go? In today's rant, we will explore 3 mind-blowing tips on how to eradicate loneliness from our lives once and for all. Tip number 1. Practice the art of self-acceptance. Most of us feel incredibly anxious when we find ourselves alone and with nothing to do. We become fidgety and quickly grab anything we can get our hands on, such as our phone, to distract ourselves. Why are we unable to spend alone time with our inner self? The reason most of us struggle in forming meaningful relationships with others is because we haven't formed a meaningful relationship with ourselves. Our inner voice is constantly reminding us on how inadequate we are, intensifying our battle in accepting the good, the bad, and the ugly sides of our character. The truth is, you are the most interesting person you will ever know. Why? Because 95% of who you are is in your subconscious mind. 95% of who you are is undiscovered. The antidote to loneliness ultimately lies in allowing our authentic self to shine through to the world. So how do we discover our authentic self? Find avenues for creative expression. For some of us, this might mean making YouTube videos ranting about life, while for others it could be painting, journaling, meditating, singing, or even traveling and exploring new places. We need to engage in activities that activate our creative spirit, as these activities allow us to transcend our negative emotions and connect more deeply with our inner self. It is only through discovering and forming a meaningful relationship with our inner self that we will be able to connect with others. And this brings us to tip number 3. It is not about the quantity of relationships, but the quality. Think about it. If all we needed were more people around us or more relationships, then how is it that we feel lonely when we're in a crowd? How is it that we still have an inner void despite our hundreds and thousands of virtual friends? What truly matters is the quality of relationships we have in life. All it takes is one friend, or a sibling, or a parent that we can rely on and enjoy spending our time with. Who's that one person in your life with whom you can let your guard down? Make sure you invest sufficient time and energy in the handful of meaningful relationships in your life, rather than constantly chasing new relationships. Ultimately, always remember that you're not alone in your battle against loneliness. Despite living in the age of connectivity, most of the world is feeling lonely. Nearly half of all Americans feel alone or left out, while Japan has more than 500,000 people under the age of 40 who haven't left their house or interacted with anyone for at least 6 months. In fact, loneliness is the #1 fear of young people today, ranking ahead of losing a home or job. The truth is, we are all united in our feelings of loneliness, and the change to a more abundant world begins with you. As we begin to become friendlier with our inner self, we will begin to experience the universe as a friendlier place. After all, we project onto others that which we are. As we begin to value and trust our inner self, we will begin to extend our hands to others with courageous vulnerability, knowing if we're met with hostility, it's not really a reflection of us, but a reflection of their inner state. Let's challenge our inner critic and conquer our internal enemy, and the rest will take care of itself. We're all lonely for something we don't know we're lonely for. How else to explain the curious feeling that goes around, feeling like missing somebody we've never even met? Thank you guys so much for watching. How many of you feel lonely almost every single day? What do you think is the best way of developing a meaningful relationship with our inner self? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, smash the like button and subscribe so that you never miss out on the People's Rant.